such a well-deserving honor. Bob is wonderful. Okay, so on to the next one. I know Brad is ready to come up and speak, our County Judge Executive. So also, Mark, thank you, and Donna, thank you all for presenting that award. Brad Schneider is in his second term as County Judge Executive. He was appointed in 2016. He was the former CEO of Kendall and a chamber member director. And he has been 20 years in journalism before taking those positions. His wife Kelly, he and his wife Kelly have 2 boys. And please come up. Thank you.
Hello. Following Bob Park is not easy. Talk about a guy who likes to like Park, but I'm glad when he doesn't. He's worthy, and also, Mayor, in the interest of time, Corey, give me about a 10-minute wave when I get that from. I appreciate it. Here today, from a lot of friends. And it really is fun to look around the room and think I know about 99% of you. And because we're friends, you'll forgive me if I'm not perfect up here. We're going to have a good time. And the state of the county, ladies and gentlemen, is strong. And I think you're going to be interested in what I have to say. Normally, PowerPoints are not my thing, but we have some data to show. And so I thought this might be the best way to illustrate it. Now, for the folks on the wings, it might be difficult to see. I'll do the best I can to tell you what's on the screen. But if you want to move to the middle, Brian Crafton is sitting here all by himself, looking so lonely. Come and help him out. If there's 3 things I want you to take away today, it is that the state of the county is strong. That strength comes from our people and our team and the people of this community. The news is good. Our fiscal court members are here today. 4 of them are here for the first time in their official capacities. Magistrate Butch Putnam is our elder statesman, our lone holdover. Glad he's with us. And they're off to a good start, ladies and gentlemen. The very first meeting, I believe, this court had to vote on an eminent domain issue. The county hadn't considered an eminent domain problem in recent memory. That was their first meeting, and they handled that well, and they've been off and running ever since. Like the mayor, I am thankful for this group. They do it well. Even with that baptism of fire, they can handle it. One thing that's terrific about this court is its diversity of life experience. One spent his career in law enforcement. Another was a teacher. One's a farmer who also worked in skilled trades. One served in the military, our fiscal court clerk, Kurt Weiss, and another's a former district judge and attorney. I think they bring a lot of knowledge and experience to the decisions they have to consider, and I'm thankful for it. And they come from a place of love for the county. There are reasons for being in the court, I think, are the right reasons. And when they make decisions, they use deliberation, conscientiousness, and they respect the offices they hold. If you could please join me in welcoming and acknowledging Magistrate Keith Berry, Magistrate Beth Moran, Magistrate Tim Southard, Magistrate Butch Putnam, and Magistrate Charles McCullough. Would you please stand? Now, if you've read the papers lately, you might think that we bicker a lot. That's not true. What we do is we deliberate in an open, honest fashion. We have debate. And that's the way it should be. That's the way a legislative body should work. The key is that when the debate's done and the vote's taken, we move on. We have respect for one another, we keep our friendships, and we tackle the next issue. They are not potted plants, ladies and gentlemen. They're not there to vote aye and go home. They're there to consider what's best for the county in their estimation, and they do that every day. And if Frankfurt and Washington, D.C. would pay closer attention to that model, we'd all be better off. The same can be said of our constitutional officers, many of whom are here today. They are elected, sure, but if you were hiring for these positions, if you were appointing them themselves, you would choose the same group of people. They are first class and are acknowledged by their peers very often as the best of the best in our state. We're lucky to have them in county government. If Sheriff Ed Brady, County Clerk Renisa Adler, Jailer Amy Brady, Coroner Bruce Farmer, and Property Evaluation Administrator Andrew Powell would please stand. Steve Gold is not with us today, and many of you know Steve's a great guy, and I think if you look at his picture, I think that's his version of cold steel right there. You're going to post on our website later today a list of the accomplishments of these departments in the last 12 months. It is a long list. I didn't want to go through it up here. But we thought it'd be great for you to check that out on our website later today. It includes so many good things the county is doing through our team, including, for example, the $1.4 million Ohio Drive project that we have begun with the city, bleachers at the fairgrounds, the start of the needle exchange program in our county to protect our citizens and to help addicts get closer to treatment. Entirely new voting machines, modern voting machines that will hopefully speed up that process and protect the process from interference. Helping those who have been jailed by falling behind on child support actually get back in the workforce, get a paycheck, support their children. And again, that's only a fraction, so please go to our website and help the celebration of what the county has accomplished in the last year. Again, I said I had some data for you, and I apologize again if you can't see this in the wings, but I feel like the fiscal court's #1 goal is to manage your money well and provide the services we're tasked to reserve. And part of that is managing your money correctly. Consistent hard work from our department heads, our elected officials, and our team have enabled us to climb out of the hole that started in 2014-15. You can see the losses that year, those years. The turnaround began in 2015 with enhanced revenue and better fiscal management. And as you can see, by 2017, we had begun to refurbish, replenish our rainy day fund, our reserves. And then after that, even as we turn surpluses, each of those are individual year surpluses, we begin to reinvest in our teams, reinvest in our departments, buy more equipment, give raises to help make sure we keep good people. All the meanwhile, making sure that we can pay our bills and be prepared for the next turn of events. I think the mayor did a great job of explaining the danger of the pension problem we have right now. The county does not have quite that same issue because we do not have hazardous duty pay employees, but the danger is still real, and we're getting ready for it. But this kind of performance could not have happened without our team and buy-in. The general fund and the jail fund drive our budget. When the general fund and the jail fund are in good shape, the county budget's in good shape. And we are blessed to have one of the most well-run, efficient jails in the state that turns a profit or makes a surplus every year and keeps its costs completely off the general fund. That is almost unique in the state of Kentucky. Most jails are handled or subsidized through the county's general fund. Not only is ours not, but it handles all its bills and has developed its reserve so that if any of its revenue streams are threatened, primarily holding state prisoners and federal prisoners, it will be able to weather the storm without forcing the general fund to subsidize it. We are truly lucky in that regard. And great kudos to Amy Brady and her team. So what does it mean that we have a healthy rainy day fund? This was research done by the Kentucky Association of Counties for us. It grouped Henderson in with 6 other like-sized counties and did an examination of their current financial position. And you'll see that our reserve, our general fund reserve, is well over the highest in this group. Our general fund reserve and the health of our county is now in the top 12 in the state. And we're proud of that because we knew the hole we were in and we knew the preparations we had to make for the future. You'll see that in this graphic, as you can see it, is that our amount of reserve is 30% of annual operating income, which is a good target. The average in Kentucky is 19.9%. And I'm not saying that's good, I'm just saying that's the average. So we're shooting between 30 and 40%, and we will continue to be as frugal as we can, because even getting to 30% doesn't mean we're going to go spend everything we make. Because if we do that and we make a mistake and the pension system ends up worse than it is right now, then we'll be right back making cuts, making layoffs, ruining the morale not only of our team, but the community, which happened earlier this decade. We don't want to be there again. So we're going to continue to be as efficient as we can be, improve our services, improve the investments we make, but to try to stay in the top 10 percentile of the state in our financial health. But while we build up that reserve, I think the thought might be that we are a high-tax county. How many of you heard Henderson County is darn all these taxes? We pay more taxes than anybody. You heard that? It's not true. Here's that same group of counties with total tax revenue for fiscal year 2018 was the last year that we could get the information for all these counties. Henderson County is right in the middle of that group, right in the average of $10.1 million in tax revenue. The per capita tax burden is right in the center of that group, $219 per capita. We are the 48th least expensive county in the state as far as tax burden, property tax burden. That means 47 counties have higher tax burdens than we do. And you can see that except for Shelby County, every one of those other counties has a higher tax burden than we do. One of the things that's often brought up when it comes to tax money and the county's performance is roads, bridges, blacktop, gravel. I want to give you an illustration about a point that I'm going to be harping on a little bit later, and that's state road aid, which comes from the state because it's the only entity that can collect gas taxes, and that's where our help with state road aid comes from. The yellow line you see up there is state road aid, and it's been pretty consistent over the years. In 2014, 15, it dropped a bit. That's when prices of gas went down. Remember that? It went from a pretty high level, I think over $4 almost, down to less than $2. And it hurt the state road aid fund because the state puts gas taxes not on the pump, but on the wholesale price of gas. The wholesale price is what retailers pay, and then they decide what to pass that through the pump. But still, when the price of gas went down, the amount of road aid coming back to the counties went down. Meanwhile, the red line is the amount of money we spend in those three places: bridges, blacktop, rock. I don't know what happened in 2012. Mayor, it might have been an election year. What do you think about that? But right after that, as you can see, right after that, it fell through the basement. Our investment in those three very important things. And it hit a low point in 2015. Since then, and since 2016, in fact, we've begun, because of our better financial position, to reinvest in our roads, bridges, blacktop, gravel, to the point now where our expenses on those items about equal our state road aid. We invest more than what we get from state road aid in roads, bridges, blacktop, but it helps to know that the idea that we have less revenues coming down from the state than ever and more obligations is true. And we've got to be careful about that. Like a lot of businesses, we have two major drivers of cost, and that is health insurance and pensions, retirement. The blue line is our health insurance costs. Obviously, in 2016, we had a tough year. The county's self-insured. And if you know anything about that, you can have really good years, or you can have really bad years because both collection of the premiums and the claims are on you. We had a good year the last 7 years. We have been able to drive down our health insurance costs with a combination of strategic plans. Like many of you, we had to raise deductibles. But we also instituted a generous HRA program for our team that they could use to be better consumers, that they could use to try to avoid going to the emergency room for every little thing. And we also really focus on the wellness plan that helps our people be better and safer. I'm sure many of you in this room have had to take those steps to keep health insurance costs within reason. The red line is our pension costs. And as you can see, for us, it's been fairly level. We've had some retirements that have helped us keep payroll lower. You know, the folks who come in after somebody retires usually start at a lower pay rate. So that has helped us keep that relatively calm, that line. But as you can see, it's the rise is beginning. Between 2018 and 19, the increases have started. And we will see what happens next. We have to be prepared for it. But thankfully for us, we've been able to keep it in check so far. Our team, I can't say enough about these people. They're professional, They're glad to be part of the county government team. They enjoy serving other folks. It's a joy to be around them. They take pride in what they do. And they're great at what they do. And like last year, I thought it was a good idea to emphasize a couple that really went the extra mile this past year. And they're on the screen here. I want to talk about them a bit. First is the road department, Travis Young. Travis is a 20-year employee of the road department. He's originally from Knott County, but came to Henderson as a coal hauler. He eventually found his way to the road department in the county and got hired on July 26, 1999, as a green box collector. Remember the green boxes? Not a fun job. But after that program was eliminated, Travis became a full-time truck driver, helping maintain our county roads. And it was because of his cautious and safe work ethic, he was promoted to lead truck driver in 2012. And as the lead truck driver, Mr. Young has been responsible for the training of new CDL employees over the last 7 years, ensuring they are trained in the safety and expectations of the road department. He and his wife Beth raised their family here. Mr. Park, he chose to stay. He's become a true Henderson County. He'll be retiring shortly, and we could not let this occasion go by without recognizing him. Please join me in welcoming Travis Young. From the sheriff's office, the fearsome foursome, Belinda Honeycutt, Jenny Crowder, Abby Bassett, and Tammy McNeely. These folks have some of the toughest jobs in the courthouse. They are the people who sit in the windows in the sheriff's office, deal with the public who are bringing in their tax payments. It's not a happy occasion most times. But they do it with a smile. They do it with compassion. They help guide people through the process. They calm down people who aren't exactly happy. And they're fun to be around. They haven't been there all that long. I think Belinda has the longest tenure, 6 years, 5 years. But they have quickly become a great team. I love seeing them every morning and talking to them. And unfortunately, we'll be losing Jenny Crowder soon to retirement. But in the meantime, there's still the Fantastic Four. So please join me in a big round of applause for Belinda Honeycutt, Jenny Crowder, Jenny Bassett, Tammy McNeely. From our county clerk's office, Tiffany Parrish. She's worked in the recording department for 12 years and has been partially trained in a variety of other tasks because at the county we help each other out. Anytime people need a hand, Tiffany's there, and customers coming into our county clerk's office often ask for her because she's so helpful. She loves managing the clerk's office social media sites to make sure their customers stay informed and updated. Bernice Abner told me she has great admiration for Tiffany, and that comes from a place of deep gratitude for her desire to cheerfully help others and her constant commitment to going above and beyond at their office. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiffany Parrish. From our county attorney's office, Ashley Hampton. Ashley is the director of the Criminal Prosecution Division. Ashley is in the process of improving victim services to both reduce the amount of time victims have to spend in court and to improve the process of helping them receive restitution. She also spent countless hours over and above her work to apply for funding for a victim's advocate for Henderson County. We hope to hear the results of that effort in October. Thank you, Ashley, for all you do in helping crime victims in our county. I know they have a champion in you. The County Attorney's Office has From our detention center, Megan McElfresh. Lieutenant McElfresh has become a leader and mentor for other jail staff. She arranges time for staff to volunteer their time in order to help with numerous local community events and organizations, such as the ones represented here today. She wears a lot of hats as well as her job, from helping oversee the jail's program for connecting inmates with their families through the use of computer tablets. She also supervises the inmate service branch, and what that is a way to raise the inmates' lives, both their attitude and their condition, as much as such a circumstance can be improved. It's an important part of the jail's mission. She is also tough. Megan McElfresh hired on in 2015 and has not missed a day of work. And at the jail, that's pretty impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan McElfresh. Finally, on the judge's staff, Brent Jacobs. Our office is a lean office. We've cut one full-time position in the last 3 years, one part-time position. We turned one full-time position into a part-time position. So, everyone on our team has to be able to both multitask and cover several different jobs. And they do it with such a good attitude. It's amazing. Paula Wilson, Angela Coleman, Kurt Weiss, Brenda Ryder, Brent Hetman, Charlie Ransom. Great folks. One great example of this attitude is Brent Jacobs. He's a one-man shop and he oversees all the computer and technical systems for the county, which is a tall order. Between fighting off hackers, to comprehensive software updates, to babysitting cranking servers, or simply fixing stuff that breaks, Brent does it all. But he doesn't stop there. He's also our backup maintenance man in our building, our fiscal court video guru, our phone system expert, and just about anything we ask him to be. In the meantime, he and his lovely wife Amber have fun with their two kids, Isaiah and Aubrey. He's a first-class guy, and we're so glad we have him on our team. Brent Jacobs. One of my favorite things to talk about, our community. By multiple indicators, life is pretty good here in Henderson County. Our economy is healthy, jobs are plentiful, wages are rising, home sales are strong, and in the last 12 months, just among the economic highlights, $14 million in expansions and 116 new jobs have been created or are being created at Nylene, former custom residence, Columbia Sportswear, Scouts Matrix, Electric Motors, SCT Industrial, and Tri-State Construction. Our agriculture community is hanging in there resilient, despite some tough weather and international trade challenges. And just a couple weeks ago, Laguna Development Company from New Mexico completed the $16 million purchase of Ellis Park with plans to invest $50 million more in our iconic racetrack. They're going to make the entertainment experience better for their patrons. They're going to make more comfortable and more modern accommodations for race fans, and better conditions for horses owners and trainers and jockeys in the barn area. It's truly exciting stuff. To get into some of those quick indicators, I think this is interesting. This is our local unemployment rate reaching back into the 80s. That's where we are right now. Our current unemployment rate is 3.6%. That marks 10 straight months in a row of unemployment rate at 4% or lower. That is the longest such stretch in this entire chart, reaching back into the 1980s. That's encouraging. Local wages. Okay, this is Bureau of Labor Statistics information. The bright red line is Henderson County. The other counties represented here, if you can't see it, are Christian County, light blue, Warren County, in yellow, Hopkins County, and kind of gray, and Davis County, in green. You can see where we started among this group. This was a horse race. You can say we were slow out of the gate. But about 2016, our prospects began to improve, partly due to demand for workforce, forcing wages up, and increased economic pie. Mr. Mayor, we were strong at the halfway point, and by the finish line, we caught the leaders. Right now, Warren County pays Homewood Bowling Green, Warren County pays $1 more a week than we do. Hopkins County pays $1 less. Davis County and Christian County lag behind. So if anybody says the wages here are not as good as other places that you know in Kentucky, that's not necessarily true either. Local home sales is another indicator. And this is from Missy Vanderpool at the Henderson Audubon Board of Realtors. Her 2019 numbers are through June, so I asked her to go back and look at through June year-to-date in the past few years to kind of keep it apples to apples. And again, the news is good. We went in 2015 from an average list price of $161,000 to now over $219,000. Total home sales year-to-date in 2015, 89, and we doubled that mark through June. Just through June, the market is hot. Days on market from 113, a drop of 80% down to 25 days in the market for home sales. And our months of inventory, which just basically means the number of homes for sale, is now just 2.3 months. Much better than past. So if you believe in people's ability to buy a home, get a mortgage, have discretionary income enough to buy a home as an indicator of financial health, I think these show that. But we can obviously do better. We can do better. I don't have any illusion about that. And I put 4 bullet points here that seem to be part of our probably biggest challenge. And the top 3 are interrelated, I think. The mayor mentioned the workforce skills gap, and he's absolutely right. Even though we have terrific workers here, we don't have enough of them. And just the ability to show up for work and pass a drug test, be coachable, things that many of you take for granted, that is a challenge now. And I think it's caused this kind of flatline. Our population has not grown in 20 years. The number of total people employed here has not grown in 5 years. Our workforce participation rate is stuck at 60%, which is about the national average. We are definitely in neutral. So more than ever before, better job skills are important. But so is showing up for work. We've got to work on that. And I think the other 2 bullet points are part of that. Did you know that Henderson County has among the very highest rates of opioid prescriptions per 100 people in the entire state? Ellen Reddy showed me that map the other day, a heat map of where the most opioid prescriptions per 100 people is written. We have Eastern Kentucky in deep red all over here, and there's Henderson County. Same color. I wouldn't have believed it. It's true. And that's part of the reason why our poverty rate stays about 19.9%, 20%. Another stat, did you know that 52% of children born in Henderson County are born to single mothers? And 65% of that 52% are born into poverty. Breaking that cycle is something that I know many local organizations, state initiatives, federal programs, they're all trying to move that needle, and I'm so thankful for that. I know you're out there trying hard. I can look around them and I know many people who their life's work is those 3 bullet points right there. But apparently for some people, getting out of that cycle is just a difficult proposition. We have to keep working on it here. The other thing that we have challenges with, like a lot of other counties, is our infrastructure. Keeping our infrastructure viable, new. It's a key to economic development. It's key to quality of life. And it goes beyond just bridges and roads, and everything from the riverport and airport to broadband internet coverage. And we are continuing to dedicate as many resources as we can to helping fix that. But we're going to need some help too. And I want to make a personal ask of you. Because as Steve mentioned, what the General Assembly does in this next General Assembly session is going to be vital, not only to our local infrastructure, but if you're a fan of the I-69 Bridge project, it's going to impact that as well. The General Assembly is going to entertain probably at least 2 or 3, 4, maybe more bills on how to improve state-funded infrastructure, the money we have for infrastructure. And here's what I want you to do that you can help with. That debate is going to be rigorous, it's going to be difficult, but we as a community cannot let the debate get partisan. Okay? We've been told more than once that if there is a decision to enhance revenues some way by one party and another party uses that fact as criticism in the next election cycle, nothing will get done. They will leave it to the side. And this is not an indictment of one party or the other. They do this all the time going back years. What we have to do is to reject any of our local candidates who want to do that, to make infrastructure and funding it a partisan issue. Let them talk about abortions or pensions all they want. Let them debate that. But infrastructure helps us all. Can we agree on that? Please don't let our candidates make this an issue. Let's get something done. Let's move forward on this, and again, leave the other issues to wherever the debate may lead. I ask you that personally, please. And that leads me to this. And I have a script here. I'm going to go off script because, again, I think I see so many friends in the room, so many people who know me and my family pretty well. And if I begin to preach about togetherness and moving the community forward by locking our arms, I'd be singing to the choir here, because these are the people, you are the people who know that better than anybody in this county. Every day, you give your time, talent, hard-earned money to things that you know will make our community better, and they have an appreciation of that. Because that's how a community our size, not the biggest, not the smallest, but just enough to want to do better things for our people, that's how we get ahead, together. Partisan politics aside, personal interests aside, real true love of the community and knowing what will benefit us all is key. And we may not agree on everything, but as long as we disagree on our way to the goal, we'll be okay. I'd rather err on the side of trying to make something happen than to not try anything at all. And we can ignore the critics, those keyboard warriors who won't get out of their mother's basement long enough to actually do something. I'm not paying attention to them. I want to pay attention to you, because these are the people, you are the people that really make Henderson County so special. Like Bob Park, I chose to live in Henderson County. Now, Kelly Blanford had a lot to do with that decision. There was always a girl involved, right? But I chose to live here, keep my family here, stay here, have a career here. How many of you know that Steve Austin hired me out of college? He made a great first impression on me. And I'm here now, 1988, so 30 years later, I'm still here. And there's a reason, because I love each and every one of you and everything you do. And I'm proud to be your judge executive. And I'm proud to say that the state of Henderson County is strong. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate everything. I also have a gift for you as well, a gift card from the Chamber of Commerce to use at local businesses. Yes, shop local. Thank